Good evening, everybody, dear audience, and welcome to One Against All. The show is being filmed and will be presented elsewhere another time. But now, please welcome this evening's commentators, seated here in the front row of the audience, and our lovely pianist here on stage. And of course, please welcome my wonderful guest, an author and an actor who has just published his fabulous autobiography. I should say everything he does, even when he greets you, is a challenge to your expectations. Please.
It's a bit of a spectacle.
Yeah.
It's not really, it's nobody against anybody.
Exactly.
Doesn't make sense. One against all.
Well, thank you for coming anyway. I'm glad we could work out the terms. There were actually many more people who wanted to question you. This was just a few of them. I've been studying up. I think we saw each other at a reading a month ago. How are you this evening? I was saying it's been a long time since we saw each other.
Yes.
Okay. He is going to field questions from the front row of the audience later on, but for now, let's give the guest the freedom to talk about this book.
The occasion of the autobiography might not be correct. The book is full of death. You shouldn't read it. Reading it looking for some answer, some solution, some understanding is embalming yourself. Every word inside, every drop of ink, it's irrelevant. And if you undertake the task of seeking out knowledge in this way, you are lost and the book cannot help you. Why are you here? What are you doing here? Not here in this room, but why are you here at all? Do you have a purpose here? Are you living, or if you are in this room, you are not living? You are searching for answers through me, but I have nothing to give you because I am not here. When I say I don't mean I don't mean the subject. It is always I in the parentheses. The subject has to be left behind. The significant has to be left behind. The subject is always desubjectified. So, I am living elsewhere, for to be here is to be dead. Any body, a body in this room, cannot be alive. This is an open casket viewing in this room. One cannot live if one is making plans to come here, making plans for a death. So, why? You are here for information. Let's not produce information tonight. Let's disinform. Enough with the news. Enough also with culture in the sense of colonization. Enough with the government. Enough with the state. Enough with the citizen. Enough, thus, with citizenship. It will not come from a book or a newspaper. There is no fact, no, aha, now I have this tidbit of information to put inside my jigsaw that I use to make sense of the world. Now I understand. No, you will never understand. No, you will only know that you do not understand. And that is a starting point, always, and also the ending. What a waste to try to learn about why the one who speaks through this body does this or that for the stage. What does it do for you? It will not help you understand as if you think you understand or are attempting to understand. You are always already against art if you're engaging in this. You will never be informed by facts, also because facts will never exist. The truthfulness of a fact that happened doesn't count. What matters is the conviction of a messenger who transmits this fact. Therefore, facts do not count. You must ask yourself, because you could be someplace else tonight. You could be organizing with your neighbors. You could be filming or stopping the police from making any one of their illegal arrests. And let's not forget, all arrests are illegal from any human standpoint, but you are here. And you have to answer to yourself for why. Why an interest in the talkback? The talkback is corruption. The art is only existing in itself in that moment, and it is the same for the artist. To try to take away from the moment it is happening. For an artist, talk or post-show discussion is to make a suicide pact with it. Asking an artist to explain themselves. The artist owes you nothing. They have already given you everything. What benefit could a fake discussion bring anyone? They really seem dead.
Oh, I don't know. Let's give them a chance. But you make an excellent point. Yeah. What good is conversation? Let's talk about that. First commentator, please.
Conversation. Your rambling monologue doesn't exactly inspire a response. This isn't exactly conversation in the etymological sense of con plus versio, together turning around an idea. It's more like a con. I must say, I admired your earlier work when you were politically engaged, but now you seem to be going in the wrong direction. All of this talk of death, it's reeking of Heideggerian Gelassenheit. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, we're here now together, we're alive, we should be committed to thinking about life. And I don't mean life in the banal sense that you seem to be invoking here. I mean life in the biopolitical sense of, say, the late Foucault or of Agamben.
Or what would Bonanno say about living?
Bonanno is a vitalist. I mean, shoot now, yes, but not to kill life, to kill power.
Yes, to kill power. The problem is giving the power to the stage, giving the power to the performers and the actor. Are we not trying to kill power always? Is that not the point? Is that not the task we present ourselves as we wake each day?
I don't really know what you're saying. No one's talking about killing anything. The true artist has always engaged with power. I feel like everybody should check their phone. There must be some minor seismic event in Berlin in the Dorotheenstadt cemetery because Bertolt Brecht is turning over in his grave.
Brecht. Oh, good. Let me shake him. Hello, Brecht.
Well, what about Artaud? You must owe him a great debt. We all owe him a great debt. How would he feel about your talking so nonchalantly about suicide?
No, to using Artaud as a manipulation for opinions I, who am no longer I, might have. And no to bringing Foucault and Agamben into this open cemetery. Am no longer I think the audience has succumbed to the plague already. They're zombies.
Oh, please, zombies? That's so 3 years ago. Zombies are the figure that everyone pulls out when they really don't have any coherent ideas. I mean, with the exception, of course, of George Romero. Let's call up the undead. I don't have anything to say. Let's call them up with their arms extended and drool coming out of both sides of their mouth and their eyes wide open. It's really a cop-out. I mean, don't you feel that you are falling into a kind of renunciation? I mean, you're really risking a kind of, I don't know, quasi-fascist mystification.
Okay, maybe you're playing around, but it has to be taken seriously. Because, yes, there is fascism, and yes, it is existing in our society. It is a fascist society, of course. It goes without saying. So, are we not drilled with fascism every day as we walk around when we turn on the television? So, are we not all pseudo-fascists trying to engage and destroy the fascism constantly?
Yes. Well said, yes. Don't worry, they're all with you, okay?
It's not
Thank
with
you.
or against.
The next commentator, please.
Thank you. So, I, who actually also isn't me right now, since I have someone talking through me and therefore another voice is present in this room. I still prepared a question or a comment for tonight, so let me look into these notes. The question, in fact, also concerns the role of the voice and its relation to the so-called oral debt. We know that you say that voice is what escapes language. That is what literally leaves us speechless, as though the idea of voice were the opposite of logos. However, one of the outcomes from vocal performances is always a series of words. Human sound means oral life, and because of that, it must necessarily die, turning itself into an oral debt. In other terms, living implies death and vice versa. Isn't all this a dead-end street in the end? You can't have one without the other. Also, all this suggests considering our human presence or absent bound to expression to such an extent that someone who does not speak is someone who does not live. Is that so? This actually suggests me to see the distinction between oral living and oral death differently. What happens if we substitute inorganic for the first and organic for the second?
Yes, exactly. The inorganic is the ultimate goal. What is before and after the word? The wood of Pinocchio. In other words, it is what does not surrender to the blackmail people call expression. And in fact, what is inorganic is what can't be consumed because it is what and who can't die. There's no knowledge of death in it, no being toward death. Therefore, the idea of voice is what can't be absorbed, what avoids the schemes of the so-called society of the spectacle, with all its implications of sense, logic, life. There is always a twist, if not a cut, something that makes us here and elsewhere, unable to be subjects of this or that event, and yet subjected to anything else.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Well,
But maybe
there's nowhere to go.
Well, then we will leave it there.
Okay.
And since we're talking about voices, let's take a break and listen to another voice. Okay, let's continue the conversation with the next commentator present here tonight.
Thanks. Thank you. With one that is present with us here tonight. Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. That's kind of exactly it. We are all here. We are live. We just saw you speak. I am here speaking with you in response to the words that you have just spoken to me. Someone behind me just giggled at that. We're here. There are people here. No one is dead. Are you dead?
I'm not dead.
She's not dead. So, and yet, you kind of seem to be here on a mission and talking in grave but very abstract kind of terminology about something maybe radical. And if you truly believe in such a radical approach or something so radical is necessary, why not just come out and say so directly? Why hide behind a fiction? Why write an autobiography? Why come here to speak about it?
It's a bit too scientific, your analysis.
Thank you.
Bringing the scientific method into here, it has no place. You're attempting to further destroy the space, attempting to destroy the room.
Science,
The
science
spectator
destroys.
has to lose themselves in the act of listening. And it is not only with our ears that we are listening, it is also with our eyes that we are listening.
Okay, but what is science?
It is about the
if not listening?
disarticulation of the body too.
Uh-huh.
We don't have a body. We are a body. But we aren't at all. The show is exactly this being, this wrong being. The show is off stage to be on stage. When you see someone on stage, you are seeing through listening.
Uh-huh. Okay. So that's great and everything, I guess. I mean, I just don't, actually it's not. I don't understand how you can sit up there.
But you demand to understand.
Yes,
You're demanding it.
Well,
from,
you're here
from
to
everybody.
give information.
You're demanding it from I, who am
You've
no
come
longer
here
I.
to this institution today to speak with us. What if not to give
I,
information?
who am
Then
no
what?
I, who am no longer I, could not answer you.
You are I.
I, who am no longer
Of
I,
course
am not
you're
here.
I.
This
You are
empty
here.
chair is a representation
No,
of the non-being
No, it's not.
of me, who is no longer me.
No,
being
it's
here.
not.
Well-
There's an empty chair here, and there was a lady with really nice sunglasses who used to be sitting in it. But
Then
it's
perhaps
not.
you should leave.
Perhaps I should. You would like me to leave?
No, I am no longer. I am not saying that. But
You just
perhaps
did-
you're. You could be living elsewhere and have the empty chair open.
I don't know what that means, to be totally honest, and I don't know what it means to write an autobiography and to come here and to say that we should not read it.
So your request is false.
It's good. No, what would an infalse request be?
To not ask it. You are wrong for asking.
If I'm wrong for asking,
You're-
then you are wrong for being here.
You are holding the audience,
You're-
holding the room hostage.
I don't think
with
I'm
your
holding. I don't think I'm
stranglehold
holding anyone
on
hostage.
The microphone,
I'm not holding anyone
on
hostage.
The microphone,
I'm not
with
holding.
your-
It's not a hostage situation.
Taking the power.
That's not what's.
Taking the power
I'm
of
not.
the
There's no
microphone,
power. You have a
using the
microphone.
power, and
You
it's
have a
corrupting
microphone.
you.
What?
The power is corrupting you.
What
clearly.
power? What power?
The power of the microphone.
You have a microphone. Are you also?
I am no
Are
longer-
you
I
also
am not even here.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that
The
mean?
chair
Where
is
are
empty.
you?
The
Where are
chair
you?
is empty.
I know it's empty. Yeah, but how can you say the chair is empty and then claim to not be here?
You must. You're demanding an answer. You're demanding some sort of clarification. You must answer to yourself. You must answer to yourself.
What kind of answer is that? What kind of thing is that to say
How could
at an
another
event
person
like
answer?
this?
How could
You've
another
come here
person
to
give you clarification? You're demanding clarification
I'm
from
demanding
those around you.
that you
It is
that
not
you are
everyone's
accountable
responsibility
for
to
what
give
you've
you
said today.
clarity in your world.
What?
It is not the room's responsibility to give your life meaning.
I
or
know
to
it's
give you
not their
clarity.
responsibility.
You must answer
I'm
to
talking
yourself.
to you.
You must
I'm
answer
not
to
asking.
yourself.
I'm not asking this guy.
Through each event, the artist actualizes themselves.
So this is a performance.
You answer to yourself. You answer to yourself.
So this is so the
for what it is.
autobiography
Give yourself the
is
meaning
not
for
not
where
a
you
genuine
are.
article. It's a fiction, just as this is. And
Find your own place.
what does that mean?
Find your own place for where you are.
I'm here in this institute. I'm speaking with
Then
you.
you are dead.
I'm not dead. I'm very
Then you
alive.
are dead in the room.
What is? Listen, you refuse
Because
to.
the room is death.
I don't know how I don't know how he. What does that even? Listen.
Okay. This is enough. Yes?
No, actually, he refuses to confirm or deny anything, and so that I just have to
You
say
keep
that I
going
believe
on
that.
demanding, making demands.
What? Is that not why you're here?
Is that why you go to a stage, to make demands of the performers and the artists on stage?
Are you saying that
You're
I'm on a
demanding
stage?
for your
Am I on a
your own
stage right now?
satisfaction?
Is that why this is being recorded?
You stop the show to
Is this not the?
to
Are we
change the
all
script for
performers
them?
to you? Is that what this is?
answer to yourself.
So let's continue. And
So
hear-
this is just an intervention into the impulse of kind of. You're saying you don't want us to discuss understanding.
I who am no longer I am not in control of you or anybody else. I who am no longer I am not a master,
Who said you were a master?
nor would I who am no longer I wish that.
I think you're a nihilist.
Okay, that's enough.
Of
That's
course,
it.
how
Oh,
could
that's the
I who
line?
no longer I confirm or deny if it's what your definition of nihilism is?
I think
so
everyone knows a
let's
nihilist.
continue, please. And hear some more voices. The next commentator, please.
Yeah, please.
Thank you very much for your comments tonight. But I have a question. Isn't your method of negation very much also a process of affirmation? If you negate me, and you negate this whole scenario, and you also negate yourself, then aren't you producing partly what you want to abandon?
You have to get rid of your expectations. Coming to the stage with an expectation will inevitably lead to disappointment. And it creates an unequal dynamic. You have to be stupid to be able to be in the abandonment. Also, if you read me, who is no longer me, or if you read me, who is no longer me's text, the reading, or any text, the reading, paradoxically, has to be the anti-memory. Everything, all your expectations, have to be left behind. Everything has to be in the immediate. In the immediate, that is lost immediately.
Well, then I have another remark. It has to do with you being up there on stage and all of us being here in the audience. Obviously, everything here is scripted. So we're all trapped in this scenario, aren't we?
You must answer to yourself if you are trapped. I, who am no longer I, am not here. So I, who am no longer I, am not trapped. You must answer to yourself.
I am not here.
Okay, cool. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. We produced a lot of disinformation. Thank you so much for this.
Well, it's not about the production of disinformation. It makes no sense to say something like that.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you to the pianist, our commentators, and the audience. Have a wonderful evening.